I'm not even sure why that song's in my head today, man. It's DJ Ekin, Tampa's most connected DJ. Can I just say how good it feels to be back? Can I start with that? And first off, too, man, shout out to everybody who has been asking, yo, Ekin, where is Southern Hospitality at? And to be perfectly transparent before we even get started or do what I call like a reboot, my first issue with everything is, if you're gonna do something, then do it the right way and do it to the best of your ability. And and I appreciate everybody who was helping me in the beginning, but I just didn't feel like the product was right. I mean, we have this idea to really showcase a lot of the dope things that are going on in the South. And the South is a great place. I mean, you think of food, you think of culture, you think of music, you think of sports, you think of clothes, fashion, I should say. A lot of it happens here in the South, man. So to me, when I get a chance to be in these places, when I get a chance to get the experience of meeting some of these great people, then I want to do it right. And shouts out to the cat who has decided to just, to rock out with us. This is the magic of doing Southern Hospitality, man. Today, I think this episode is going to be important because I think that we as a generation right now, and I look at a lot of people that are in the entertainment business with me, I'm constantly seeing like dudes who I know have been getting money. And I more so preface this to dudes because I watch a lot of I've had DJ friends or other people, and we got every sneaker, we got everything that's coming out. And then somebody gets sick and it's a GoFundMe page because we haven't been taking care of ourselves health-wise. We haven't been eating right. So I felt that on what I like to call the reboot of Southern Hospitality, it was only right to kind of explore that first. The health, the feeling good part of some of the things that I've learned in the South, man. So today we're gonna rock out with a dude that I highly respect, a dude that I call my brother actually. I call him Coach. He goes by the name of Coach Forbes, John Forbes, dope trainer, very much into health, fitness, food, everything. But to me, he's family, man. So today we're gonna get to hang out with that dude and talk about some things that can get the body right, because my ultimate goal, and again, I like to be transparent, my ultimate goal here, it's a little bit selfish because pretty soon I just want to DJ with my shirt off. That's my goal. I just want to DJ with my shirt off. Not a tank top, not a white tee. I want to DJ with my shirt off. And it don't even got to be a pool party. I just want to be in the club with my shirt off. Is that bad or is that good? I don't know. We rock out with Coach Forbes right now, man. Let's walk over here, man. The dude is here. Coach Forbes, my man. Get to hang out with him and talk to him. What up, man?
Oh, what's happening? What's happening with you?
I heard you back here tinkering and, and then, wait, what's the cat's name again?
Midas.
Midas?
King Midas.
King Midas. King Midas was
you can call him Midas, you can call him King, he's golden.
Well, I like the whole thing, King Midas. He was kind of making his debut as I was doing what I like to call my opening spill. Listen, as I get into Southern Hospitality. He
likes when people talk, and so he's like, if y'all talking, I'm talking.
Actually, it's crazy too. Me and Midas got a special. I'm normally allergic to cats. Mm-hmm. Me and Midas been chilling since I've been in here, waiting to talk to you, man.
Look, man, king means you are owner of land, of a domain, and in this domain, nobody's allergic to mine. He's like, man, forget all that. I want people to come in. I want people to look at me. I'm going to be standing there and stuff. So, Midas is like, forget all that allergic stuff. You going to come in here. We family.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what it is. that's the way he kind of told me in his language.
Hey, man, I gave the people who rock with me like a brief synopsis on, because you family to me. But let's talk about like you. Like, give us a little bit about, and do this episode, because I call you so many things. When we training, I don't think we should do that, what I call you. But for this, Coach Forbes, can I just call you Coach this whole episode, Coach?
Man, that's what most people call me, just Coach.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about what you do and how you got into this training and fitness thing.
Let's start with after college. I went to the United States Naval Academy and discharged medically, had some issues with the leg and sleeping and stuff, and I started training at YMCA. I was just working out there on my own, and I was kind of helping people around because it was in my neighborhood, so people knew me from football. And somebody was like, "Man, you should do this training. You speak well. You can sell, dimes for nickels for dimes and stuff." And I was like, "Man, okay." I didn't like what was going on with what I was doing, studying physical therapy. Or trying to get into that, and then training took off. I started helping people, and then here I am. So that's how I got into it. and I like how the human body works. I really just enjoy helping people to get better.
Right.
That transformation, that transfiguration where they go from point A and you can plant point B, C, D, E.
Right.
It's that process that I like. And eventually their eyes start opening and be like, oh, I can do that. Oh, I can do this now. Coach, man, I woke up and, or coach, man, somebody was looking at me or whatever it is, just the self-confidence. There's so much more than just the body. There's a lot more to it. It's deeper. It's a lot of stuff going on. So when when they show that,
right,
it means I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing my purpose. It felt purposeful to me to help people change, and change in time are really the only things that you are guaranteed. You're going to go through changes and you have to do it within some time.
So, let me cut you off. Yeah. Have you always been like me? I always been like the slim dude and I always been like the littlest dude, and we like the same height. I noticed. But we ain't. Have you always been like kind of like a more bigger dude in school?
If you ask my friends, I kind of came out with some muscle, so I'm not gonna lie. I was always thin, but I started martial arts when I was 5.
Oh, okay.
So I've had discipline as far as the body goes. It's second nature to me. But my gift is kind of helping people get along because I'm not as good as you, but I've got a gift of gab and encouragement and everything, and it's one of those things where I was training, and so as far as I've always been like this in a way.
Right.
I've never been out of shape of what most people would say, but I've been out of shape to me sometimes, and so everything is levels. Where are you relatively? So if you go to an athlete and he hasn't been working out, let's say after Kevin Durant gets finished,
right,
he's going to be out of shape to him. Some people be like, oh, you're in shape, you can do whatever, but he's going to be out of shape. So he has to have a mindset like he's starting from the bottom. He's got to turn it on. And that's why people call me coaches, because it's not just training. I get the mindset involved. We get your mindset. Okay, this is where we want to be. This is where we were. We want to be here. We're starting here, but we're going to act like we're here. It's all a process of vision. So I've been this way because my mindset has been that way.
Right.
And so my job is to, once people get there, to keep them there. It's a transformation of the mind as well as the body. It's not just like you eat a diet or you train and then that's it. Once you get to a certain spot, you're not really going to go back down.
Right.
So even if you're not where you are, I'm at point C. I'm not at point Z, but I'm at point C, and I don't have to go back to A and B. I know what to do to get to D. That's what my job is, and that's how I've been like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do a couple things today. You're gonna show me something that like a meal that we can get to fairly quickly, because I have this issue where I know I got 24 hours, but it just seems like I have less and less time to eat, or I'm not the greatest in the kitchen, so something that I could probably make a little quicker. And you'll show me a couple of exercises. So I'm gonna let you kind of get to that and still kind of talk to you at the same time. Because one of the things I want to start with too is what is one of the biggest misconceptions about people working out, like that you found?
You can't get in shape in 60 minutes. So there's one.
And I'm gonna let you stand on this side because Jeff is on this side. So I'll stand on this side. Talk. They need to see you more than they need to see me.
People can't get in shape in 60 minutes. Or a longer way to put that is their passion outlasts their commitment. How about that? So people get fired up, be like, okay, I see this on the TV, I saw this person cooking this, I saw my future girlfriend or boyfriend, I'm getting in shape, here's a revenge body, and their passion outlasts their commitment. So they start off really fast and they don't have a plan. So the misconception, one of them is that you're not gonna get in shape after the first workout. So you might as well count the first workout as getting back into it. Even if you've been off for a couple weeks, you're going to feel it. You're going to be sore if you were working out. So trying to do what you were doing as far as weight, if it satisfies and I don't say this in a bad way, if it satisfies your ego, your self-confidence, we're going to find some deeper layers to that. That's the better way to start out. So starting out, don't let your passion outpace your commitment. You're like, okay, this is where I am. Here's the next step. Because even if you're going to go all the way down 1,000 miles, you still have to have the first step.
Right.
So the key, I guess, or the thing to do when you realize that, okay, I'm not really committed, is to kind of go back and say, well, what are the things that are staples? What are principles?
Right.
Principles don't change. Facts change, but principles are truths. So what are the principles with working out, with nutrition, and putting them together is the best way. Putting them together with simple things that you can do, that you know you can maintain. So that would be a battle to the misconception. Instead of letting your passion outpace your commitment, start with something that you know you can commit to. And that's kind of what some of this meal stuff is. It's a meal that you can work. You can work at 35 minutes. It'll take you 35 minutes. Oh, I'm getting ahead of you.
No, I mean that because actually when you're talking about the commitment thing or people in their mentality, I just feel like that's what everybody does when a New Year comes and they start talking about New Year, new me. Mm-hmm. It sounded like that's what you were saying almost. Like everybody jumps in for New Year's, but like what's wrong with starting to work out in July or August or just waking up and being like, you know what, I want to get more physically fit.
It is July, and I'm kind of glad you brought that up. That's a perfect example. Is being very passionate. You know, you have all the stuff about the gym memberships that they know you're ready. We have a new year because human beings measure things in days,
right,
you know, weeks, and years. So in the new year, you're like, okay, I really get to start over. It's not just saying new year, new me. You woke up. If you're blessed enough, you wake up. You're like, okay, we're really in another time. This block of 12 months is already gone. So you have all the commercials, the coupons, the food's here, and then their passion gets riled up. But it is July now, and sometimes just like
me, I like to keep the social media going so I get a shot of your spread as you're telling me stuff.
So after, if you feel that in May and July and August, whatever, that you want to change, it's difficult because it's not a beginning for everybody or everything around. Everybody's not going through the change. It's easier.
Right.
When it's the new year, everybody has a new year, right? Everybody is wherever, even if they're at the pinnacle where they are, right? They have a new year, so like, okay, here's the next goals. So starting in the middle of something or starting at an odd time, people will have inhibitions about that, security issues. But if you go to principles, if you go to things that work, everything will work out. If you're prepared, if you have a plan, that will solidify your commitment. Because it's not just, okay, the passion is gone, so the fire's gone. Plan is like tree roots, right? Plant a seed. If it doesn't have a lot of soil, then it's going to grow really fast. But as soon as the sun comes out, it'll be scorched, gone. Now you have the plant. If you stick a plant deep in the ground, though, and it gathers up, you may not be able to see the results. But the roots have already started sprouting. Once the roots go out and they're taking the nutrients from the soil, then the sprout starts to come. You can't even see that part until it breaks the ground. When the sun comes, even if it gets scorched, it still has the roots. All right, I fell off the wagon. Here we go. About to get back on it. And then next time, sun might not be out. Or you might be stronger than the sun. Not you really, but you know, the effects. And so when that happens, you grow a little bit more. And you don't have to go back down, right?
Right.
The trees that are out there, unless we cut them down or they die, which means they expire their life, they are never going to shrink. They're not going to get shorter. They're always going to produce fruit and they're always going to grow. So you're like a tree. If you plant your commitment and principles and planning and stuff like that, then you really won't have anything to worry about, because even if you get off track, even if you have to take a detour, you still have a destination, you still have a plan, the tree's still going to go up. You can look at all the trees in the world, they will go sideways and then up, but they're still going up. So as long as you're going up and you have roots and principles and things that you can do, start with, and you'll grow.
I think just now, I just relived my love-hate relationship with you in the gym. Because when you talk, it's like, oh man, I feel motivated listening to this dude. I feel like I'm on the right path. But then I'll be in the gym with you, I just hate you. I'm gonna just tell everybody that's just how it is. It's a love-hate thing. What we making here? And because the reason I wanted to get in the kitchen with you too is because we talk about meals a lot of times when you and I are working out. And you know, I like to be transparent on Southern hospitality. Breakfast, I kind of got it down. Like breakfast, I got it. Like, boy, let me tell you something right now. But I can't eat breakfast all day. And I ain't even gonna say I got breakfast down because my mom show up and I'll be like, I feel inferior in the kitchen. But that's what moms make you feel like.
Good.
Right. So what are we preparing here in quickly? That's like you said, it's like a 35 minute meal.
This is a 35-minute meal. The most you will have to do is the chickpeas if you have chickpeas that aren't cooked, that aren't in a can. But you know, the can is just fine because then they're already cooked. So the most you'll have to do is the chickpeas or the quinoa, which will take 15 minutes. This is a setup, a deconstructed chickpea quinoa salad. It's really good for the summer. It's light. It's got a bunch of flavor. You think salad, you're like, yeah, salad is a smorgasbord of things. And these are all things that are good to eat.
And the chickpeas are?
The chickpeas, these.
Are these?
Yes. So,
okay.
Do you like hummus?
Yeah, I'm okay with hummus. I'm okay.
I'm pretty sure your audience loves hummus. If this isn't, at least this is.
Could be their lucky day.
Yeah. Okay, it could be. So we're not going to eat hummus.
Okay.
Chickpeas are good. And we've got, man, there's a lot of recipes for that. There's a barbecue chickpea thing coming up. And
so is that a vegetable or is it a fruit? What is it?
This is a legume. This is a bean.
Oh, okay.
So this has virtually the same nutritional facts as black beans, red beans, chili beans, things like that. So they have carbohydrates. They're legumes, but carbohydrates, and they have protein. So beans are normally they're a powerful food. They're one of those foods that this is a power food because they don't raise your blood sugar very high. They're low on the glycemic index, which means you're not going to be storing fat after you eat this. They've got protein. I think chickpeas are anywhere from 6 to 8. Those are 7. Those are 7 grams per serving. So you've got 7 grams per serving packed in there. You have carbohydrates for you when you need to move around. They've got just a little bit of fat in there. Nope, no fat at all. So
we got chickpeas.
We've got spinach, and believe it or not, that's like 2 cups, almost 2.5 cups of spinach. So 2.5 cups of spinach fill this whole thing. But spinach. So
and this meal we're making here, is this like a one-person thing, or is it like a?
This is gonna serve 4. So all of us are gonna get to eat. Plus, we'll have some left over. I like to double this recipe if I give it to anybody because it's one of those things where people like it. They want seconds. So you have a big platter. It'll fill up that bowl. We're gonna get to it. There is a lot of times I have dates.
Okay.
Or either a dried fruit or a cut up fresh fruit. We kind of have both right now. We'll get to it. But those are not dates. Those are golden raisins. Kind of like golden raisins. I don't want to switch it up. That's what I had. Sun-dried tomatoes. Most people like those. Sweet peppers. Most people like those too. We've got a little Italian dressing. You can make your own Italian dressing. I have, but that's going to take too long. You buy something that's nice. We're going to sit. Where are we? If you're not a cook, don't try to make your own Italian dressing.
So should you get a light Italian dressing or a regular Italian dressing is fine?
So,
or does that just depend on your taste?
Well, here's the thing. When they say light, they mean what? Fat-free or very light and fat. But you have to remember that if they're keeping the flavor and you don't have the substance of the thing, you have to replace it with something. So food has calories. Besides vegetables, virtually, food is going to have calories. So if you don't have the calories of fat and stuff, but dressing is fat, or you don't have the calories of sugar, then how are you getting the flavor? Chemicals. So light normally means if it's keeping its flavor, you got chemicals in there. And if you're talking to me, I'm not really a chemical fan. Not a whole lot anyway. So I would say go with the regular one. If you want the light and you're worried about calories, it's fine. But calorie counting and other methods, everything works in moderation virtually. So there's another point, right? Another point or misconception with fitness or nutrition. Moderation always works. And counting calories and most diets are not to the T. They're not fit for everybody. So what works with me won't always work with you. I know my body. I've been an athlete since I was young.
Right.
I've kept that up. So I know when I wake up in the morning, I don't need pancakes, or I don't even need maybe a cereal or something. I need a big bowl of fruit because the fruit is going to help me with what I need to do. Fruit is going to give me the energy because I normally like to work out in the morning. It wakes me up. Fruit is electric. It's the most electrical food in the food groups. Your brain, neurons, electricity.
Right.
Movement. You need your brain. You need your nerves, electricity. So for you to get going, for your eyes to dial up and be like, okay, it's a new day, new year, time to work out. Or new me, it don't matter if it's July, 16th? It don't matter if it's July 16th, new me, I eat the fruit, that's how I feel.
Well, on my chalkboard wall, I got written down, DJ with your shirt off, so that's how I...
You know what? Let me tell you what. If you DJing with your shirt off and you're eating this bowl of watermelon,
right,
you're on the goal line. Everything's going to be good.
You know what I want to ask you to, though? Because we've talked about this before in private, because... a lot of times when someone, and say like me, this is not my thing, so it's something so it's not so much a lifestyle switch, because I don't really think that I eat bad. I just don't eat the greatest, and I don't eat enough. a lot of times when I see people jump into these things, they go to extremes. And you talk to me about, all these diets and things that definitely ain't your lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I seem to have gotten from you is slowly adjust. Don't just all of a sudden, like you said, you're getting everything light. You're getting sugar-free this, knowing that you don't like none of that stuff. So now you got $200 worth of groceries in your house that you don't know none of the flavor, everything is bland. What's your take on that? And I want the people to kind of hear, because I think a lot of us run to that, especially people who are new to fitness or like, oh man, they look at themselves and I got to get myself in shape. So then they trying to figure out what to eat. So all of a sudden, everything that they've been doing, they just cold turkey. All of a sudden, I'm eating like this now. Mm-hmm. Do you recommend that?
Not really. There are some personalities that can, boom.
Right.
And whatever they got to do, this is what we're doing. The super disciplined people, the people that put their discipline, they attach it to a purpose, whether it's forever or just for a season, right?
Right.
They put their discipline, they're like, this is what's going to happen. If this is what I got to do, I know this work is fine. I suggest gradually working into it, because then you don't have the chance to necessarily go back a whole bunch of steps. Even if you slip on a step, you're like, oh, I can fix that. That's my bad. Something with ignorance.
And don't worry about me. You can get your recipe on while you tell me, because I'll stay back. I'm just because I done got a little hungry as I'm talking to you too. So I want.
So how about this? We'll start with this, right?
Wait. Don't finish it. And I'm kind of interrupting at the same time. Finish your thought too about the food thing and everybody going back, but I want you to still kind of move around there.
So this is something good. So quinoa is one of those things where people, they either have or haven't tried. When you're around kind of where we are, a lot of people have, but still some people haven't tried quinoa, or all alternatives or different things. Alternative not as in I need to eat this and never eat the other thing. Alternative be like, this either might be healthier or it might taste better for the option. There's a bunch of stuff. So quinoa is one of those things where some people haven't tried it, and you start with one thing. So there's the thought that we were talking about, getting gradually into it, starting off with one thing. So if you eat a bunch of rice and your doctor's like, you're not supposed to be eating a bunch of rice, okay, that's cool. But grains, we want things like that. So you want to change out something that you can try. Quinoa is one of those things that is it's a dish, a flavor that you can manipulate very well.
Right.
It goes well as a base. And so that's one of the things I would start out with. Not necessarily quinoa, but something that you can change.
So it's going back to our point, and because like I said, I think I kind of made you get off the point when I wanted you to move in. Mm-hmm. But it's like a gradual change to maybe replacing some things, as opposed to I'm going cold turkey with this and never eat this again, unless like a doctor recommends it, of course. Bingo. But like I've talked to me, like that was one of your big things of, we can't quit everything at one time. We kind of work our way into it. Right. So instead of rice, we kind of worked.
And that's just one thing.
Right.
Here's something else too. Instead of candy, try fruit.
Okay.
Right? So a lot of people have a sweet tooth. Instead of candy, try fruit. Instead of a salad with iceberg lettuce, that, lettuce is still a vegetable, it has water and stuff, but have something with more either protein nutrients like spinach, like kale, arugula is in there, watercress. So gradually putting things in is good. Now, if that's kind of too slow for you as one ingredient, which it is for most, then replacing a meal, like replacing one whole meal for 2 or 3 days in a week is a pretty good way to go. So like the meal we're working with here, somebody that makes this will have enough for two meals. So they can replace a meal for today and Friday. And if you replace the meal, then you can kind of figure out, okay, this meal satiated me, it tastes good, it's healthier, so I can stick with this. So you'll be able to measure it. It won't be just a flood of other things that you're trying to put away. You are replacing one with another, and you'll be able to measure it. So if you can do this, like let's say I give you this meal, you're like, man, I can eat this all week.
Right.
So we kind of do whatever, and you eat something similar to this in a week for your lunch. Because you like your breakfast, you got breakfast covered, everything like that. So we do this for lunch. And then it's like, okay, what else? What's next? So it's steps. So after you've done this and you have figured out, you have made sure that this is something that you can commit to and for a good amount of time, then you can move on and place something else on there.
Right.
And when you do that, that sets you up for success.
Okay. So now we've got what's this called again? One more time.
Chickpea quinoa salad, or you could say summer.
Oh, I actually meant this particular ingredient.
Oh, quinoa.
Okay, quinoa.
Quinoa. Quinoa.
Okay.
And after that, we are going to put our chickpeas in.
Okay.
So,
and this is like a 30, 35 minute process in reality.
And the only reason it's like that is because the quinoa takes 15 to 20 minutes to cook, and you're going to cook some spinach that's in there. You can do that while making the quinoa. Everything that you do while the quinoa is being made, everything else you can do while the quinoa is being made. So you could chop up your peppers, sweet peppers. You could chop up your sun-dried tomatoes. We have feta cheese for the people that eat cheese. If you don't eat cheese, if you're vegan, then that's fine. You can take that out. We can replace it with something, but we have cheese in there. These are dried up fruit. So everything else is very low maintenance. There's another point. You want to have something that's low maintenance.
Right.
You don't want to have something that's going to take you an hour and a half to cook if you don't like cooking more than 20 minutes. If you can't cook more than 20 minutes. So if you know that I ain't got that skill yet, let's tailor back. Go to another recipe. Go to a recipe that looks enjoying. Go to the Food Network. Watch something. Get your ideas from all over the place. You are not relegated to what I say, to what a magazine says. You can get it from anywhere. You can go to a cookbook and say, that's good, but I don't eat A, B, and C, so let me replace that. I just don't eat A. Let me put something else. I don't like carrots, but I want crunch. I like celery. Let me put celery in there. It's one of those things. Now that's where I come in, or somebody that is, very knowledgeable in nutrition as far as foods go, like a very good cook or chef. Now replace this with this. This is what you want for taste. But you can do it yourself when you're looking at the stuff. It's really not that difficult. It just takes a little effort. You're looking in there and be like, okay, this is what I want to have. I can eat this for a couple of days. I can eat the salmon for a couple of days. I can eat this vegan meat for a couple of days. All right, doctor says I'm not supposed to have steak, but I can have this kind of meat, so I'm going to do that. So it's the planning part.
What kind of doctor's going to tell you can't have steak? Oh, that's another thing.
You shouldn't have it. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I get thrown off easy. I'm sorry, my bad.
Who knows? But you take those principles, just start slowly. Take it a step. Look at your plan, see what you can replace, what you can commit to, and then it comes together. Some faster than others, but it's one of those things again, just because you can't see it growing doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
Gotcha.
Yes. So how about we add some more stuff in there? I can add all of this stuff in there if you want.
Yeah, because you didn't
ask me about any other stuff.
Yeah, because you didn't. As a black man, I want to ask you this, because a big thing with us is we love our red meat. We just love flavor. Mm-hmm. We love flavor.
Yes, we do. Those are fattest flavor.
Do you have a recommendation for that, especially as my brothers start to get a little older, or is it simply as like you said before? It's like it's not like you got to stop eating everything, but just be more in tune with eating in moderation, or eating, not just overboard with anything.
I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head. So if you really don't want to replace something or give something up for a time, eat it in moderation. Try to scale back on something and add something else to either replace it that will help. So I don't really know there are a few things, but let's say you shouldn't be eating something as much as you're supposed to.
Man, let's get right down to it. Let's talk about bacon. Because I just can't, man. People talk to me about, pork and this and that and the other. Man, my grandmother raised me on bacon, man. She raised me on bacon, man. Mm-hmm. Do I have to give up the bacon?
I mean, you don't have to do nothing.
So I don't have to give up bacon.
You don't.
I just shouldn't sit down and eat a whole pack at a time.
Look, man, I think we're all endowed with some sense of it's probably not going to be good for me or work out.
Right.
I encourage you to use that feeling, that intuition, that God sense. Maybe this pack of bacon, eating it alone in this keto or just bacon alone period, isn't the best decision. I'm pretty sure you don't need a coach for that. If you want somebody to tell you it's not so you can hear it over and over, that's fine. Are we getting down to, are we talking about bacon, or are we talking about something that in a whole lot isn't good for you?
Look, we could talk about a million different things. I'm just going to be honest about that. But in this particular case, since I happen to be the one kind of conducting this interview, I needed to know about bacon.
You need to know about bacon.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
How many times do you eat bacon a day?
A day? Come on, bro, that's too much. I don't eat bacon like that.
I mean, you might.
I'm not one of those people that just eat bacon and then leave it on the counter, come back and I need 4 more slices. No, I like bacon.
Yeah, well, see, there are people like that, so I had to.
No, I do, but I've been places people like, man, I can't believe you eating bacon. Or, they hit me with the turkey bacon. The turkey bacon to me is almost disrespectful at a good breakfast. It's almost disrespectful, Coach, to tell me I gotta eat turkey bacon. Let me choose it every once in a while. But to tell me I gotta just give up the regular bacon and eat turkey bacon, it's borderline disrespectful. You're not gonna tell me it's not disrespectful. It's disrespectful, Coach. It's disrespectful to tell me, okay, I'm going off the deep end right now. My bad. I just really, honestly, don't know. And believe me, I understand. I honestly, I make fun of a lot of things, but I do love my bacon with breakfast, but I don't even eat bacon every day. But I know it's a big deal, like, especially, like I said, when I look at brothers like myself, you know what I'm saying? And in the black community, it's one of those things that we talk about. We talk about pork, we talk about certain things. And, even in all of my craziness, I just think that sometimes we need to hear these kind of things. You know what I'm saying? Like in all my craziness, like I said, it pains me to really know dudes I know, or it's even females, that I know that they getting money. I know I be watching, they in line, they got every Jordan that comes out on Instagram. They car got rims on it. And then they get sick and we're making a GoFundMe page. Because we've obviously missed a step. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I really want to talk to you too, because like I said, it's little things that we could be doing health-wise that I think would save a lot of us some trouble. Like, how important is the physical once a year? To go see the doctor and get a physical once a year.
I mean, unless you're a doctor, you know your body so well and you've been eating so well that everything's good. It's important. It's important to know.
Right.
Knowledge is important so that you can understand it and apply it. Future-wise. And we're going to get to something that you just answered. It was like, let me choose the turkey bacon.
Right.
Power is choice. The responsibility as well as choice. Choice is a power and it's a responsibility. So you laid out this image that a lot of us see, having everything, but if you don't have your health, what do you have? You would sell it all just to get it back because you're only here for that time, that season.
Can we say it again for the people in the back? If you don't have your health, you really don't have anything, because all the material things that you could ever want, you ain't gonna be here to enjoy them.
You're not. I mean, we could get into stuff outside of that.
That could be a Twitter quote. That could be a Twitter quote. That could be like a Twitter quote. I could take big credit for that one. That could be a Twitter quote.
You kind of could, but some people are like, some other. I mean, some people say that looks like this one, that looks like that one. We gonna refine it. I think you have millions of quotes in there that people are like, dang, DJ, you blow my mind. What the heck, man?
I got a good coach.
I appreciate that. Power choice.
Okay.
So that's really, because we kind of got deep there. We were talking about food and stuff, and then somebody's on their deathbed. We got to GoFundMe page.
Yeah, because seriously, and this is my thing with Southern hospitality. Like, there's so many dope things, but it's, again, with everything. And like I said, I've really, in the refixing and readjusting that I constantly have to do with this thing I call my life. And then, as close as we are, and we talk about a lot of things that haven't even made it to the camera when I'm talking to you about health and working out. Because honestly, I tell everybody, I ain't working out. I'm doing that. I just ain't. If I don't have you, I can go running. I can ride my bike every now and again. But as much as I cuss you out, and I do a lot of cussing when we're working out, I thoroughly enjoy the workout when it's over with. I really do. And I'm in the store one time, and the person that I ain't seen in a while was like, looking good, Ekin. I had to look at him like, it's okay. I'm gonna keep my shirt on for now because it's not like that yet, but I appreciate it.
I'm not at Z, but I'm at C. I ain't got to go back to A and B.
Yeah, and that's how I felt.
And that was the plan, though. There's where the choice comes in. If you have we're going to get a little deeper. How about this? Is what you're doing going to direct you, or is it in line with where you're trying to go? That is true, paramount on every single level.
Right.
If what you are doing is not in the direction of where you are trying to go, you're not going to get there. So if somebody is trying to get in shape, if somebody wants to get in shape, there are different levels. Somebody needs to get in shape. Okay. The plan, right? We talk about making a plan. This is what I can do. Sitting down with somebody or doing it yourself, or going online and have somebody made for you. So here's the plan. All right, I got the plan. I know what to do. Now the choice comes in. Do I do this? Because this plan says I can only have bacon on Monday and Thursday and in this amount. But it is Wednesday. I've already had it Tuesday. and I am hungry right now, and the only thing that's in the fridge, freezer, whatever it is, that I really enjoy is bacon. Right. So there is the choice, the responsibility and the choice. So if I make this choice, does it move me closer to where I'm trying to go, or does it move me backwards? Because the detour is the side. You don't turn around when you see a detour. But
bacon can never move you backwards, man.
All right. Well, you line it up. It can move you backwards in that seat with the IVs on. It can do that. Listen, this is not a.
I just like
this is not a crusade about bacon. This is not a crusade. But eat bacon if you love bacon.
Right. It's funny to me. Like I keep bringing it up because like bacon is like one of those things that people talk about a lot. And like I said, at breakfast, man, it's almost disrespectful to me if somebody try to make me eat turkey bacon. Mm-hmm. I will. Mm-hmm. You know.
So, would you rather them not offer you bacon than have the turkey bacon?
I'd rather them just mind their damn business at their own plate. Mm. I got this plate over here, so when I put the extra syrup on my waffle, don't be bothering me. I got to work out with Coach. I'm being crazy, man. Don't mind me. This is for the people.
No, that's cool. I'm on your level because watch this. Mind their own business stuff, reporting this stuff out. One, okay, mind your business. Your business is your plan, your responsibility. So there's one. Two. You see a person that you said, I'm going to be in shape by here, or you see somebody that's looking like, man, I need to be in shape. I need to do this. Whatever your reason for it, health issues, being more attractive, attracting other people, whatever it is, you just got to decide, is this mine and me? My business is pouring the syrup, but it's also, does this syrup over this bacon help me? So I can't really give an answer.
I don't necessarily put the syrup over the bacon. Now you're just being offensive.
No, I'm not.
Look, now you're just being. And before we get into another thing, you just being offensive. My God. Hey, can we get your recipe finished too? Because what I want to do, I want you to show me a few exercises. So I can't even eat, but so much because I got to get a few exercises in while I got you here, and I don't want to take up all day. And Jeff made a couple of faces behind the camera as he's salivating to taste. You know what you're concocting is the word I like to use over here.
Okay, I got you.
You know, so
will you hand me the salt and pepper right there, right in for you? Right, yep, straight ahead.
Is that this?
Yep,
in this? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're a little fancy. I know.
Oh,
I do a little bit. So we've just added kind of all the ingredients. If you were listening before,
right?
We just added them in there, and that's how easy this is. Most of the ingredients don't take any kind of cooking. The salt and pepper is to taste. You can even add some. Like a lot of times I'll add cayenne pepper in there because I like a little heat to mine. But you're just adding all of these and you're stirring. It's really simple. Now you'll notice we got some cheese and watermelon. So people that don't like cheese, you put it in last. But if you like cheese, feta cheese is the one that we have here. Yes.
You know one thing I want to interrupt you right now and get in there though? This is what I want to get in right now. Okay. And I'm going to say this to all my brothers that's rocking with me right now in Southern Hospitality. Get yourself a good set of dishes. Get yourself a good set of decent pans too. Because there's nothing worse than when you're trying to make a nice little recipe and you go up in there and you got to grab that pan that ain't got no handle. Bro. And you can get a decent set of pans. Yes. You can get a decent set of pans for less than you pay for a pair of Jordans.
Preach.
You can get a decent set of plates for less than you pay for that VIP table at the club.
Keep going.
I'm just saying. And while you're at it, while we're on the subject, fellas, get yourself some matching towels because it's nothing worse than a chick coming over and you got to hand her a hand towel to dry off with. That's a side note, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, man. I'm just saying. We paying for VIP. We putting rims on a car. We got every Jordan that drops. We got every Yeezy. But we ain't got a set of pans at home. Now that's what they need to be on people about. Not about me eating bacon. They need to get all my brothers to get a good set of pans in their house and a good set of dishes and a matching set of glasses. I'm on a soapbox right now because it's real offensive. It's real offensive. And I got sisters.
Mason jars.
Mason jars do because that's actually a cool glass. Yeah. And actually, glass is not as bad. Yeah. The really bad thing I hear, and this is a whole nother show when I talk to some of my sisters and female friends, is when they come over and they think a dude is cool and like, yo, so no, they've hung out or maybe done some things. They go to take a shower and the brother ain't got nothing but a hand towel. He ain't got a matching set of towels, but that's another show for another day.
That means, well, actually, I'm not going to get into that. That is another show.
Let's get back to your dish, man. I got off on a little side note.
But watch this. I'm going to dip my toe in it a little bit. There's nothing that impresses a woman or a man like a skill you've honed.
But you should have a decent presentation too. You should have a decent. You should,
but I'm telling you, we're dipping into that since we're talking about this. It's a skill. It may not be a talent, but talent is just something that you're predispositioned to that you like, right?
Right.
LeBron James is talented in basketball, and he took it to a skill. Lindsey Vonn, skiing. Name anybody for talking, for whatever it is, or skill. So
I thought of Tiger Woods, but I didn't think I thought of the wrong skill. My bad. Sometimes I get off, man. I'm trying to stay focused on what we're doing, right? so I can't drive a, but so what you're saying is
what I'm saying is you can do something easy. It is a skill that you've developed,
right?
And you can impress not only a female or a male counterpart, but your family. Come home, dinner, Sunday dinner, food. If you're on, I don't know, a vacation or trip with your friends, and you have 4 or 5 ingredients that you know how to whip up, you just chop it up. Tell me that if all of us wasn't around, right? It's us. It's just any kind of group of people that you think, girls and guys, and we were like, man, hungry. What should we go to eat? And there was something in the fridge. I woke up and I chopped it. Hey, breakfast is ready. Is that not one of the best feelings? Like, oh, you cooked and it's good. You cooked and it's good.
I wouldn't tell you out loud up front because I ain't that guy.
You wouldn't have to because you eat it all. That's cool. You just be like,
I'm like a hater.
I don't need anybody to tell me because I'm not gonna give it to you if it don't taste good.
Be clear, I'm the hater friend. I'm the one that ain't gonna tell you because I have to tell you like a week later. I'll be like, yo man, a meal you made like 3 weeks ago when we was at your crib, yo. On point. I can't tell you the day of though, because it's too much. You can't tell. I just can't give it up on the day of. I'm like a hater friend. It's bad quality, but I'm a hater friend.
People look at that really quick. That's what you got. And we have summer series, watermelon. There's nothing like summer like watermelon, right?
So that's a quick 35-minute meal.
It's 35 minutes. You don't want to put the watermelon in that salad, but you do want to eat the watermelon with it. Because watermelon, water. So you won't really have to be drinking a whole lot. It's got it sweet. If you get a nice watermelon, the different flavors in here mixed with that watermelon to be pretty good. I would even add a dash of lemon juice.
Would it be offensive if I got a small dish of that and then I was eating that while you were showing me some exercise? That would probably be offensive.
We can do it now. Do it. I want you to taste. It's cool.
But I might stay
here. We know you probably not going to work out right now. You came here for the food. That's why I'm here, because I'm going to give you the food and work out, isn't it? Yeah. But
I also want you to show us. I want you before I leave you. I think it would be doing a disservice to how dope you are as a trainer, as a motivator, just as a brother, man. Like I said, I appreciate and love you for all of that. I think it would be doing a disservice if, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 quick exercises someone could do, because everybody's busy now. Mm-hmm. We got the same 24 hours that our parents had back in the day. Mm-hmm. But we can't go to the grocery store now. We gotta order that online. Everything gotta be picked up. Amazon gotta deliver everything. So obviously somebody done stole a few hours that we used to have.
Okay.
So what I'd like to get from you maybe is, and like I said, we don't gotta go overboard. Just maybe for someone who isn't active at all. Because you talk to me about this all the time. You be like, yo man, there's a couple things you could just do. Mm-hmm. That would get you some activity, get your Apple Watch jumping a little bit.
Right.
So I don't necessarily want to do a lot because I still want to taste. I don't want to seem offensive, but I want to taste as he's showing us a couple of exercises. I don't deem it offensive, but just go ahead and get that out of the way.
I'm gonna let you break when you do that for whatever.
Yeah.
And there are definitely a few exercises that you can do if you are not used to training, if you've been off the wagon for a while, or if you're just starting out. It doesn't matter, especially if you have a person to help you or a coach. Be like, look, we're gonna start where you are. That's why you make a plan and find out where you are, where you're going. And we can get into that.
Can I have a fork real quick, sir?
Of course you can.
I think we're gonna go like over this way so he can show us some exercises.
We're gonna go outside. We're gonna stay here.
Stay here. Oh, you're right.
Do I need my hand towel with me? Just in case.
Oh well. Okay, so I just feel. Hold on a second.
Let's actually. Can I take a bite of my own? Is that okay? Can I do that too to make sure it's good? Now that's hot. Right? That's warm. That's off the stove. This dish is better cold. After you make this, put it in a container. Put it right into a container. Put it in the fridge. Let it refrigerate for, 3-6 hours, right? Or overnight. This is a good dish to have to bring to the office. You don't have to microwave it because it's really bad when people got fish.
I ain't mean to turn my back on you.
In the microwave and then
I have to honestly say, Never in my wildest years would I have thought to stop in any store to get all these ingredients to make this. What is it called again?
Chickpea quinoa salad. Summer chickpea quinoa
To make
salad.
summer.
So eat a piece of watermelon after you take
Right.
it, and you tell me.
But
or not, I guess he likes it.
man, listen. Man, listen. This is pretty damn good.
Not bad, right?
Somebody told me I should have food in every episode of Southern Hospitality. And the more I stop and talk to people like you, I'm starting to think that might not be a bad thing. You know, because, well, you know.
I'm not such a bad guy.
Well, you're not a bad guy. But while I got you, you know, because if you know anything about me and how much I talk about Coach, most of the time we're together. He's got some sort of control over my life. Meaning, like, for that hour that I train with him, he's telling me what to do. I ain't a fan of that. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't a fan of that. But it's what I gotta do. So right now, it's one of the few times, you know, that he's not totally in control of my life. I get to eat while he's showing you a couple exercises, and I don't want to keep him all day. So this dude is pretty, man, let me tell you, this right here.
He's really into that. You have not taken a breath. There's just been one exhale.
And I think it's rude. I don't even like to eat all in the mic. My mom would be thinking that I was being rude right now, but man, also too.
Can you eat a piece of watermelon and tell me how it is so you can tell the people? Because I've been told
I'm gonna do that
watermelon and stuff.
But we gotta make sure. I love watermelon.
Good.
And it's sad because there I just go right into the stereotype. I love watermelon.
It's not a stereotype. How can you not?
You know it's a stereotype that black people love watermelon.
Okay, but it's only a stereotype because people don't want
It's a stereotype because I love watermelon.
Everybody does.
Everybody do?
Yeah, everybody loves watermelon.
I ain't
Who don't? I mean, there are a few people here and there. Everybody loves watermelon. Everybody. Everybody loves watermelon. It's summer. Have you ever seen a summer party without watermelon? No.
Man. Let me tell you.
I haven't. It wasn't a Southern hospitality party.
I'm gonna try the watermelon. What's the first exercise that you're gonna show us that we can do real quick? And could they do this in the office? Like, say they're in the office, right? They work 10-hour days. They don't have time to leave and go to a gym,
right,
or whatever. But it's something they could do maybe close to their office. Like I see a lot of people. They go outside, they change their sneakers, and they walk around the building a couple times.
Yes.
Which I know you're a fan of that. It's just getting out and being some kind of active.
Getting out and being active is one of the most important things that you want to do. It helps. I mean, there's too much science and sound like a geek around it. It's just good. You don't want to be a day walking vampire. You want to get out, get sun and stuff.
And I'm listening. I promise you I am.
I know you. You go ahead and Jeff and you, man. Because you're gonna try to eat all.
I would never do that to my guy Jeff. I would never. Because it don't got no bacon in it, so I'm not gonna eat it all. Back to the bacon again. Okay, so the first exercise, and you know, I'm just, don't mind me.
Yeah, no. So if you're in the office and there's normally a desk around, a lot of people don't like to go to the ground or anything like that. So a desk is a good place to do things that are upper body wise. So obviously people know what a push-up is. Most people know what a plank is. It's just holding a position. Isometric movements are one of the fastest ways to gain strength. You are fighting gravity. You're fighting a movement that's natural with your own, right? It's physics. Newton, his laws. So if you have a desk that's maybe waist height or anything like that, what you might want to do, or that you could do, is hold something for a certain amount of time. Now, holding the plank for somebody, this might be difficult. However, for me, it is not. So in order to make this something that would be worthwhile for my time, I'm going to add some tension by decreasing the angle. So now I'm in a push-up position, but my elbows are bent, and I'm going to try to hold this for 60 seconds. So wherever your fitness level is, you can do this here. You can do it on the ground. It's still very effective. If you do this on the ground, it will be difficult to hold it even for 20 seconds.
Right.
So if you're at your desk and you've got a minute or two, then just get into a plank, lower yourself until you're halfway, and then set a timer for 60 seconds. Now, if you can only hold it for 20, that's fine. Then you'll know where you're at. There's your first one.
And that works on that. That helps.
That is for your chest, your triceps, and your core. Now, this depends on how high the desk is, but again, you can choose a lower desk, you can choose the floor, you've got space, whatever it is, lowering yourself so that you have an isometric hold. You want to have your core tight, like somebody's about to punch you in the gut, like you are almost about to punch me all the time. That's why I've got the abs, they're there for that. And you lower yourself to where your elbow is anywhere from 45 to 90 degrees. That gives you your angle and your tension, and then the time, because you're pushing up against the ground, but you are controlling it. You're controlling the momentum. So that's going to be difficult for quite a number of people. It's also known as, chaturanga, right? So when you go in the yoga pose, with chaturanga, you go down where you're hovering over the ground. This is what this is. But instead of releasing it, you hold it. So there is one exercise that works very well. A second one.
Okay.
What you're asking for? A second.
Yes, I think people, like I said, nobody has any time for anything nowadays. You know, I have time to go to the gym, and you know me either. If I don't get to the gym in the morning, I'm really no good at getting there the rest of the day. Just for how my schedule runs, I try to get in the morning first thing. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's why I think that's why I was so excited to talk to you, because I know you know little things that people can be like, heck, I can make that adjustment.
Right. I'm going to give you one of my favorites. So the second one, we call this hammerhead, right? So this is really good no matter where. If you can stand somewhere and you've got half an arm's length, you can do this. So you would separate your feet, not shoulder width, a little bit, wider than shoulder width. You're going to place your hands behind your head. Now, depending on your level, you can either pull your elbows back, which is going to work your upper and middle back, or you can keep your elbows facing forward. You are going to bend to one side, then you're going to bend to another. So whether your elbows are in or they're out, this is what you're doing. Now notice I'm not kicking my hips out, because when you kick your hips out, your core is not working. This is called a hammerhead movement, and you want your core to work with it. So when you stretch, these obliques are stretched, you're going to pull with this side, and that's where you get your muscle tension. Come to the other side. So you're going to end up trying to do 10 of those on each side. If you do more than that, great. But I will tell you, if you add this to your workout, let's say you're listening to this, you're like, I got that, coach. How many do I need to do to get a really good workout? Do a set of 20. Do 3 sets of 20. You will wake up in the morning, you will feel this, it will be this exercise. You will not wake up and not feel this. That's how many times I've been experienced with this with other people doing this motion. So it's a good core movement. It adds to your flexibility. It helps you stand up. It helps you stretch, especially if you're in the office. Everybody likes core. We all want a core.
And these things that you've shown me, like so far, these 2 exercises, they're good for men and women, right?
Men and women.
Okay.
Yes, men and women. Virtually all exercises are good for men and women, though.
Okay. Can I get something? I'm putting a little something in here, because you know, everybody want to get the midsection slim.
Everybody wants to get the midsection.
How could they give me an exercise that they could do maybe to help that, like in the daytime? You know, like I said, they ain't really got time to go to the gym, and like I know it ain't gonna work overnight, but something that they could be working on until they get the regular gym thing going. Something to kind of start them off that could help with, like, you know, like a midsection type thing that they could do in the office. You got anything like that?
Do we want something that is very...
Well, we have to remember, we started this conversation talking about they're at work. Okay. So they still may be dressed for work, so we don't want them to get, you know, too sweaty they can't go back to work, or they can't make it to the next meeting. So maybe is there something in there they could do that's kind of light, but it would get them to being active, a little bit active while they're at work? Like I said, they're on a break. They want to do something. Is there something that could help your core?
A side plank would work. Are we going to do that here? Should I do that down here? Should I do that over there?
Hey, well, you lead the way.
Show, huh?
Yeah, you lead the way with the exercise thing.
Okay.
I mean, I got to hold the plate, so.
Well, I don't know about anybody's thing, but let's just start with the side plank. Let me move this side out of the way so people can see. How about that? So that people can see. So a side plank is just a plank on the ground. Now, some people are like, oh, my hand, elbow, this is a lot of pressure. So if this is difficult, all you would have to do is put one knee on the ground and one leg.
Okay.
So your core is still working because your hips are up. So you can even do this. It doesn't matter how in shape you are. You'll still be able to feel where it's supposed to be.
Right.
And so if you're doing your side plank, whether it's one knee on the ground or both, then this is how you can engage all of your core because the middle to the bottom is being engaged. And if I wanted to add something to that, put your hand up, making sure you're straight, twist. There's a lot of things, but we're going to focus on just either here or putting your leg down and standing in front like this. So this is where you want it. Here's a move that cuts people up because a lot of people don't work their obliques. Obliques have, everything is important in the body. But in obliques help to tighten up the midsection here so people can see those front abs. They, your hip flexors, they're connected to that. This little kind of, people want to call it the sex bone, people want to call it whatever. The thing that looks good when you got your shorts low and you're like, he's in shape. Obliques will help with that because it helps the hip flexor. All that is in there. Excuse me. So those are 3 moves that you can do. You don't have to move anywhere for them. Right. 2 of them are stationary, and 1 is almost a static movement. It's stationary here. You're just moving from left and right. Both of those are obliques. So the plank with lowered elbow. So it really becomes holding a push-up halfway. That's what that is. The hammerhead and the side plank. Those are 3 movements that they're foundational, so anybody can do them that's able-bodied. And when you do them, you will feel them later on. If you try to do each of those for 60 seconds, even if you can't, if your goal is 60 seconds and you get close to there, and you've done a couple sets, let's say you have 5-10 minutes, you can knock out 3 sets in 10 minutes. You can knock out 3 sets in 6 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, you can. But that would depend on how, where your fitness level is. But you do those 3, do them for the week. Do them every other day since Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, one of those. So doing those, you'll be able to feel the results. And of course, there's other things that go with fitness, but they are good movements to help you get back into it. Because I'm not sure about you, but if I've ever gotten off, a lot of people like to start with 2 things. 1, what they're comfortable with, or 2, what they really want to change.
Right.
Most people have core on their list to change. Those are 3 core movements. They work other parts of the body too, but they're 3 core movements that you don't have to go anywhere to do. You can do them getting up out of your bed. In fact, I do them when I get up. It's part of my routine. I only do 10, 15 minutes of movement in the morning before I do anything else. So when you see me, I've already kind of warmed up, but it helps me get up. It helps me work stuff. It gives me a win for the day. I get up and I've done some core. I'm like, not only am I up and I'm ready and I'm good, I did some abs today. I'm gonna be seeing some abs sometime soon.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, that's the mentality that you have. So if you have that mentality, it's not as difficult to do them. How about that? You get to attach, that kind of reward and discipline in the play. Throw it. It's big moves.
Man. My appreciation level for you is always here, man. And I think we should talk more. Actually, I think you should come back a few times because not only so I can have lunch when I come and do the show with you, but also just because I just think that these are things that we should just keep hearing, man. Health is a very, big deal, and not just people looking in the mirror being what they call sexy. I just think that on the inside, we should be, looking at that kind of stuff. Where can they find you online, man? Where can they find you? Man. Or how can they find you, period?
Ninja online. Huh?
Oh, well, yeah, but I know there's a website or something out there.
There's a small website, started putting some stuff out there and everything. It is ForbesEffects.com. So FORBES, and then effects, EFFECTS.com. That is pretty much the only place I am. Right now, I'll be getting back into other stuff, but I want to make sure that the things that I'm going to be putting out are they have information that people can use. And they're pragmatic, they're practical. They'll be like, can I use this today?
Right.
You can use this today. You can go to the grocery store today, this afternoon, this evening, get all these ingredients, because there's 7, 8 of them, and you have 35, 40 minutes. You put it together, you have a meal for tonight and even tomorrow. And
I'm going to make you give me that recipe so I can put that, because I am on social media. I'm there right now. But also too, you do online coaching too, right? Like let's not forget that. Person may not be able to get to you. You do online coaching as well, right? Because I know you've talked to me about that. I've never used it because I like to come see you and cuss at you in person. But You do that as
like to show
well.
me your love in person. I appreciate it. There's nothing like somebody that's
Yeah.
willing to come to you and show you how much they care about you.
I'm not sure
in
my mom would
person.
approve of the words that I use for you showing my love, but it's genuine, man.
My secret is safe with you. I won't tell your mom that you got a potty mouth. Everything's cool, man. It's cool, man. We ain't trying to bring back whippings.
My guy, Coach Forbes, man. Again, ForbesEffects.com is where they can find you at.
Yes, sir.
And we will link you as well because, as always, you have proven again that the South has so much more to say. Man. I appreciate you, man. DJ Ekin right here, man. Southern Hospitality, man. We are officially back, rebooted. My guy right here, Coach Forbes. Learn about him. As you can see, soon I'll be DJing with my shirt off because that's my only mission in life. Holla at you, man. Appreciate you.